there, I'm Rosie Connolly, HR Manager for the Albertsons Distribution Center here in Roanoke.
And I'm Christina Plymell, the HR Generalist here at the Distribution in Roanoke.
Thank you for coming to our job fair. And in light of the circumstances going on with COVID-19, I really appreciate the patience that you guys have shown us and how we're going to process through this job fair to keep everybody healthy
and safe.
Absolutely so. So to start off with, I want to tell you a little bit about me. I've been with the company since 1988, and I know this distribution center like the back of my hand.
And I have been with the company since 2006, working in multiple different positions from the store, division office, and then here.
So the thing about it is we absolutely love working here.
Yes.
We have a fun place to work. We do great things for the employees. I don't think there's another company in the United States that does what we do for our employees.
Not at all.
Off the top of your head, name 2 cool things that you think we've done in the last year.
Well, we had the Mardi Gras parade.
Oh yeah, we took all our carts in the warehouse, the electric carts that the management rides on, and we decorated them like floats, and we threw beads to the employees, and we had beignets for all the employees that day.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then we've also had all of just the different food things that we do for the employees, like for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun too. We had the scavenger hunt.
Yep, and the employees were able to win gift cards.
Sorry, I forgot to turn off the paging.
Employees were able to win gift cards and also able to win all kinds of cool prizes like hats and t-shirts with
It's
Baby
on the
Yoda
wall.
on it. No, it's on that wall over there.
Sorry about that, guys. We forgot to turn off
Gabby.
the intercom, and we've only got one shot at this. So we've had Pirate Day, and we've had a lot of fun things.
Oh yeah, Pirate Day is fun.
And so it's a fun place to work, and obviously we got stuff coming over our intercoms all the time, but I'm sorry about the interruption. You probably thought, what the heck? Yeah, we didn't do a professional production. It's just me and her jumping through hoops, trying to make new things happen. So welcome. I want to tell you about this opportunity. We're always hiring, and the reason we're hiring is because we're constantly growing. In 2015, Safeway and Albertsons merged together. This facility here used to just service 63 Tom Thumb stores. And back in those days, we thought it was busy, but it was nothing. We did an exceptionally good job, and when the company merged, they saw how well we did it. And so they brought us all the Albertsons stores to supply out of this facility. So we about doubled in size. And then the next year, they gave us all the stores in Houston, Austin, and Louisiana, and one in Arkansas. So we went from 63 stores to almost 200 stores, and also servicing El Ranchos. So we've grown, yes. Which is a great thing. Great job security, as you can probably tell nowadays, that being in the food industry is great for stability. So that's why we're still continuing to hire. So the job is physically demanding, and I kind of want to put some things out there so that you understand what they are. So that way, you can make a good decision as to whether this job is for you or not. The first thing is it's physically demanding.
Very physically demanding. So as an order selector, you're going to be building pallets 6 feet tall. Not everyone is 6 feet tall.
But you can be short and do it.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so you're going to be building pallets 6 feet tall. And you're going to be lifting weights. For instance, in the grocery department, you're going to be lifting weights up to 66 pounds. And then in the fresh freezer department, it could be up to 100 pounds, just depending.
Not really 100. I think it's more like 88. I think that's the heaviest one. But, the thing about it is it's a production-based job, and we're going to give you time to make it. We're going to walk through it with you the entire time. And if you've got the will, we're going to give you the way.
Exactly.
But you've got to understand up front that this isn't going to be some kind of, twirling a, little box on your finger while you put it over there. This is, up and down all day long, bending, crouching, stooping, pulling, pushing, and lifting all day long on your feet. So that's one of the key things I want you guys to understand. The other thing I want you guys to understand is that because we are supplying grocery stores that are open, 7 days a week, we operate 7 days a week at all kinds of different hours.
Exactly. So our order selectors, the shifts are rotating schedules. and they all vary. They have a begin time, but they do not have an end time, and that's something else that's really important for you to understand. And that's where Rosie means that this job might not be for everybody. If you've got people that you share a car with, have to pick up at a particular time, you have to know that the job does not have an end time. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to work you like crazy.
Right.
The managers have been in this business for a while, so they actually try really hard to make it an 8-hour scheduled day. But with the way things are right now, I think the guys are working about 12-hour shifts.
Well, with this coronavirus and all the run on toilet paper, I mean, who wouldn't be working so many hours in the grocery industry? But, you know, because our management team understands the trends, typically when we're not going through this, you know, crisis that we're going through right now, when they write a schedule, they pretty much ace it around 8 hours a day. I mean, we don't guarantee the hours, but if everybody comes to work on time like they're supposed to, works their schedule, and we get the volume in that we predict, then, you know, it's typically around an 8-hour day. Yeah. So that's the schedule. But, you know, it's going to be important that you have good attendance because it's key here. So let's talk about a little bit about what our process is going to be. You're going to fill out this candidate profile sheet right here in the card that we gave you. We want you to take the time to write neatly and to think very well about what jobs you had before, what the names of the companies were, what your start date was, what your end date was, and what you did and why you left. Those are key things. It's a sheet that's front and back, so be sure to turn it over to the other side and look at it. What's going to happen is you're going to come turn it into us. You're going to get in line and come turn it into us, and we're going to look it over and determine, and we're going to take till Thursday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to determine if you're one of the best qualified candidates for this job. In the meantime, it's important that you know a few things. When you come up to us, you've got to be able to tell us what department you want.
Yes.
How are you going to know that? Because we're about to tell you, so you got to pay very close attention, please. Pay very close attention, because as we explain these jobs to you and what their pay is and what their shift is, you've got to be able to go, oh, I want the grocery. Oh, I want the fresh. Oh, I want the produce. Oh, I want GM. You're going to have to be able to say that. You can't say any or anything like that. You have to specifically pick one. So listen closely. You're going to hear the start time. You're going to hear the typical days, or if it's a rotation. You're going to hear about the climate in that department, and you're going to hear about the pay. Exactly. So I'll let Christina start out with grocery.
All right. So the grocery department is currently hiring for 10 selectors. It is non-climate controlled, so if it's hot outside, it's hot in here, it's hot in the warehouse. If it's cold outside, it's cold in the warehouse. The position starts off at $16 an hour and tops out after a year at $17.95. The position begins at 7 a.m. in the morning until the work is done, but like as Rosie said, the managers do try to make it an 8-hour day because we do believe in a work-life balance.
Absolutely so. And we believe in our people, and we believe in making them happy.
Yes.
So the next job we have is in the GM department. Repeat after me, GM. GM starts at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they finish when the work is done. They have a rotation on the schedule. We try to give you 2 days off a week, and those will change from probably week to week. We typically do give you 2 days. I mean, it is a 2-day off a week job for sure, except for right now during this coronavirus thing. But GM starting pay is $16.50 per hour, and top pay for GM is $17.45 after a year. So that's some pretty doggone good pay. So if you're interested in GM, the climate is just like grocery. It's not climate controlled, so it's not cold, it's not hot, we don't do anything. It's based on what it is outside. It's another great department to work in. It's just a little bit lighter case weight, I think, than grocery. It's probably one of our lighter case weight departments. And so if you're interested in that shift that starts at 5 in the morning and finishes when the work is done, then say GM.
Yes. So the next department is freezer, and freezer begins at
5.
5. Thank you. Threw me off. Freezer begins at 5 a.m. in the morning, again until the work is done. The pay is $16 an hour plus an additional $1 for the time that actually worked in the freezer. So a lot of times a selector, if they work an 8-hour day, that full 8 hours isn't actually in the freezer. Some of it is on the dock, wrapping pallets, and things like that. So, but it is very important that you're aware that the freezer is very cold. Yeah. Like when I say cold, I mean cold. It runs between 32 and -20 degrees, which is, if you've ever wondered how grocery stores keep their ice cream so nice and creamy, that's how you got it.
Exactly right. But we provide you with freezer suits and everything that you're going to need to work in that area. Just be aware that you got to be a special person to want to work in the freezer, and there are people who want to work in the freezer.
Yes.
So don't try to put a square peg in a round hole. If it's not for you, it's not for you. There's other jobs. But, you know, keep in mind that if, you know, your eyelashes, when you work in the freezer, they turn into ice. If you have a mustache, it turns into ice.
Your beard, your
turns
nostrils.
into ice. So just keep that in mind. Don't want to scare you off. Just being real. There's people who actually like working in the freezer. And freezer is one of those departments that's easier to build stacks because everything comes in a box.
Yeah.
And it's not as heavy as some of the other departments as well.
Yeah, including like the next one.
Exactly. So the next one is in the fresh department. And the fresh starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And they finish when it's done. The temperature and range in fresh ranges from 33 degrees to about 55, 56, 57 degrees. It's like working in the refrigerator at your house where you store your milk and your eggs. So it's the same type of work as everybody else. You finish when the work is done. We give you 2 days off a week. And what's different about this department is that it may sound cold, but when you're hustling and working really fast, you don't really feel it. I've seen people come to work in shorts, and I go, okay, well, that's a little much. But what you do is you dress in layers in that department as you get used to it. What's great about that department is the pay, because the starting pay in that department is $17.50 an hour. And top pay is after a year, and that's $19.45. So that's some good money. So starting shift is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for fresh. So remember, if you walk up to us, when you're turning in your candidate profile sheet, you need to go fresh.
Yes. And then the last department is very similar to fresh. It's actually produce. And the produce department is actually across the street. Like we hire for them, of course, as well, because they're our warehouse. We just have another one right across the street on Freedom Drive.
You walk to it.
Yeah, literally. So produce, the same temperature as fresh, runs between 33 and 55 degrees. It's, again, now the items that you're lifting in that department are kind of wonky. So you have like sacks of potatoes and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about produce, I mean, when you get onions, they come in a giant bag. When you get strawberries, they're in an open crate. When you get bananas, they're in a box that has some, you know, interesting holes in it. You know, so everything is packaged differently, and so it does take a little bit more work to figure out how everything fits together without damaging the product, because of course we're known for such good produce.
I call it playing Master Tetris.
It is Master Tetris. She is very right about that.
So the produce department is our latest shift that we offer. It starts at 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon and finishes when the work is done. The pay is also just like fresh. Pay is $17.50 an hour. Top out at 1 year at $19.45 an hour. And then one thing to know is that a lot of times when produce is finished, sometimes they'll come over here to help fresh finish out their evening, because we are one team, and we like for everyone to be able to get out at the same time.
So again, I want to remind you, when you walk up to turn in your candidate profile sheet, you'll need to say which department you're interested in. I will tell you the bulk of our openings are going to be in grocery, and although she said 10, we could probably go higher.
Yeah.
So let's just not put a limit on it. But if you really, really, really want a job, grocery is going to have the higher statistic, followed by fresh. The other ones all have openings as well.
Exactly.
But since we can't sit there and be in the room with you and interact with you, at least you know that much. I mean, we do need for produce, we do need for freezer, we do need for GM.
Exactly.
So one other thing that, you know, I want to let you know is these are full-time jobs. They're not through a temp agency, they're hired directly with us. What that means is that you get benefits, like medical, dental, vision, short-term disability, long-term disability, life insurance. You get discounts on your groceries. You get, the Associate Assistance Program that helps you with financial planning, budgeting, even counseling for anybody in your home, even if they're not related. I mean, the benefits of this company are just amazing.
Yes, they really are.
And the work atmosphere here, and I'm not saying it just because I'm trying to get you to participate in our job fair. I've been here since 1988. There's a reason I stay. There's a reason that we all stay. It's because it's a great place to work. We're a family. We may be part of a big giant company, but here,
we're one big
we're
family.
all one big family. We know each other. We know each other's spouses' names. And we know each other's kids' names. And we know how old our kids are. This is a phenomenal place to work where people care about you, the individual.
Exactly.
So outside of the pay that I've told you about, there are some bonus there's some bonus potential to really bump up your pay. One's for attendance. Crazy bonus, but if you work your schedule like you're supposed to, you're not late, you're not absent, you don't leave early, that's 25 cents more an hour.
Yeah, cha-ching.
Okay, yeah, ka-ching. There's also an accuracy bonus, because accuracy is important, so it's a team bonus, and if we hit the team bonus at the end of the week, that's 25 cents more an hour.
Exactly.
And then there's a production bonus, because of course, after we work with you, after 12 weeks, we're going to expect you to be pulling 100%, because that's the standard that we expect. So if you maintain a weekly average of 105, which is not a lot harder than just pulling 100, that's $3.25 more per hour for bonus. And it goes up incrementally with no limit. Now, so like if you're pulling 120 for the week, your bonus is $5. Now, let's be realistic, not everybody can do that. The average employee pulls between 108 to 112.
Yeah.
Very few are heroes, 120, 130 percenters. But it's out there because people do it, just not that many, because we're more interested in you working slower and safer. But the bonus is there, so that really makes your real paycheck really good. And these are real, no pie in the sky. This is something that you can make $100, $200 more a week on top of this great hourly pay. So we're excited to offer this opportunity to you.
Absolutely.
Again, I ask you to be patient with us as we muddle through this new process. And be sure that as you wait, you also go online to our company website to start your application to process things faster. And I'm going to spell it out for you. I'm going to say it and then spell it out. We want you to apply at www.careers@safeway.com. But I'm going to spell that, and you need to listen to me closely because it's not what it sounds like. It's www.careers, CAREERS, at Safeway, SAFEWAY.com. careers@safeway.com with the word at, not the ampersand. So with that, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us, and we look forward to meeting you in person. Good luck.
Good luck.